Hi, so for this project, I chose the behavior of yelling, decreasing yelling using a token board that reinforced breaks. So the purpose of the study was to determine if yelling would decrease when an intervention of a token board that reinforced breaks was implemented. This study was done with an 8-year-old boy with autism. The setting was a general education setting at a public school. The little boy was in 3rd grade. He received 180 minutes of behavior and language support from a specialized teacher. This was super helpful for the study, keeping up with the token board, keeping up with the data, as well as reinforcing his appropriate use of taking a break. This behavior of yelling is socially important. It really needed to decrease in the general education setting. It was disruptive to the whole entire class. Therefore, reinforcing an appropriate behavior, such as taking a break, is increasing the child's independence, increasing his self-management skills. So it was super important to target this behavior and to replace it with something more appropriate. Looking back at all the research, token boards focuses on the positive behavior and really effective in reducing the negative behaviors. So the method used was an ABA reversal design. The independent variable is the token economy, while the dependent variable was yelling. Throughout this whole entire study, data was taken, just pencil and paper frequency data. So every single time that the child engaged in yelling, a tally was marked. It was marked each hour, so we kind of break up when the majority of yelling was happening. And then it was totaled at the end of the day to compare the days of when yelling occurred. The intervention lasted a total of 20 days. We had 5 days of baseline, 5 days of implementing the token board, and then 5 days of removing the token board. There was no intervention in place for those 5 days. And then the last 5 days was the re-implementation of the token board. During baseline, the behavior of yelling occurred at high rates throughout the week, very high. As soon as the token board was implemented, the behavior completely dropped. And then when we took the token board away, back to baseline, the behavior did increase, not as high as it was during the original baseline, but it did increase, and it increased on that Monday, but then throughout the rest of the week, it continued to go down. And then when we re-implemented after those 5 days, the token board, the yelling continued to go down. So it was definitely on that downwards trend, which I think definitely was a limitation of, was there something else affecting his behavior? Because that last baseline phase, there was nothing implemented, but the behavior was still lower than the original baseline. So that's definitely something to think about. And another thing is I should have taken data on the how many times he was asking for a break, since that's the behavior we were increasing using that token board, just reinforcing, taking that break. That should have also been collected. Instead, we just really focused on the data collection of yelling. Since he is in a general education classroom, it's hard to ask the teacher to take data on multiple things, but that definitely was a limitation, and that should have also been taken for accurate results to show if that really was effective. Overall, if I was to do this again, I would definitely do a alternate treatments design, just so it would not have totally removed that intervention in a general education setting. It could have gotten really bad with the yelling, so I think it would have been more effective to alternate treatments to find something more effective. Overall, it was a very interesting study, and I learned a lot.